this is Minetta from the Dwight Foster Public Library in Port Atkinson, Wisconsin. Today I wanted to tell you about two children's books about animal poop. So let's start with this one first. This book is called Sloth Went, written by Adam Lehrhaupt and illustrated by Benson Schum. This book is about a sloth and it starts like this. It was Sloth's big day. He was excited and nervous. What if something happens, he asked. What if nothing happens? So at the beginning, Sloth is very nervous. He has to do something big. His mother encourages him. He climbs down this tree. He has a big journey. He talks to other animals along the way. He hits the ground floor. You can see he's making it to this X. And he sees a turtle along the way when he's down at the ground floor. He tries really hard, and then he says, "I did it!" So this book has a nice storyline about this sloth who has something big that he needs to accomplish. What he's actually doing is pooping, but the inside of this book really doesn't make it very clear that what he's doing is pooping. You don't see Sloth poop. You see him in the act, but you don't see any animal droppings. So it's funny because you could actually read this book and perhaps not even notice that it's about a sloth pooping until you get to the very end. And here it's called The Real Sloth Poop Adventure. It has this note with all of this factual information about how real sloths poop. And it's actually really fascinating, so I'll share some of it with you. This note in the back says that sloths have a very slow digestive system, so they only need to poop about once a week. And sloths live high up in treetops where they're pretty safe, but when it's time for them to poop every week, they actually climb all the way down to the ground and they poop on the ground. And that's very dangerous because there's a lot of predators on the ground. The other book we'll look at actually says that scientists don't know why sloths climb all the way down to the floor. And then, because they're pooping only once a week, this book says that they can sometimes drop up to 33% of their body weight in just one poo. Wow. It also says that when sloths need to poop and they're on the ground, they do a little dance and that digs a hole in the ground and they poop in the hole. And then when they're done, they do another little dance and they cover up their poop. And then they climb back up to their home in the top of the tree. So many fun, fascinating facts in this book that I never knew. This book, you could use it as a potty training book if you wanted to. A young kiddo who's learning to use the potty might identify a lot with Sloth. He's a little nervous about needing to go potty, and at the end, he's so excited about his accomplishment. So you could use this book that way, or with slightly older kids, they're just gonna find it funny that this book is about poop. And also, it's really fascinating. I learned a ton of information from this book. So I think this could work for lots of different ages of kids. So that's Sloth Went. And then the other book that I wanted to share with you is called What Do They Do with All That Poo?, written by Jane Kurtz and illustrated by Allison Black. This book is a nonfiction book. And let's look at the beginning of it. It starts like this. At zoo after zoo, the animals chew, and then they poo. So this book has a nice storyline with rhyming sentences. And if you wanted to, you could just read this book faster for younger kids by reading the rhyming sentences. But if you've got an older kiddo, then you can look down at the bottom of the pages. There they have a lot more details that actually explain what we're seeing in the pictures and what we're hearing in the rhymes. And they also just give us other fascinating facts. So the first half of this book goes through all of these different zoo animals and tells us unique circumstances about how they poop. Sloths are one of the animals they talk about. It also talks about hippos. It says a hippo sprays a shower with its flipping, flapping tail. Hippos, apparently, use dung showering to mark their territories and warn off predators. They shoot their dung out while flapping their tails to spray it around. Ew. This is another one that I thought was fascinating. A wombat's poo is cube-shaped, so it isn't very rolly. So apparently wombats' poop is square-shaped. And it also says that wombats are very territorial and they use their poop to mark off their territory. It says they each deposit 80 to 100 droppings every evening, and they use that to mark their territory. Then at the second half of the book, it says, so what do zoos do with all of that poo? They sweep it and hose it and toss it each day. A lot goes in dumpsters to be trucked away. So then now at the back of the book, they're talking about what zookeepers actually do with all of the animal poop. And it shows there's lots of different things that happen. Apparently, they make paper from elephant poop. I never knew that. So this book is also very interesting, all about animal poop. I think different ages could enjoy this book and learn a lot from it. So there you go. There are 2 books about animal poop for children. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.